In this video, I'm going to give you 3 proven tips to help increase your YouTube views in 2025. There's a couple of proven tips that I'm going to provide that can help you do this. So let's start with the first tip, and that is basically creating a hook. Now, if you look at the example at the beginning of this video, I use a very specific hook where I actually told you as a viewer what exactly it is I'm going to speak about and deliver the actual message. So what tends to happen with a lot of people and mistakes they tend to make is they like to ramble in the beginning. So it's very important that when it comes to creating a hook, the hook essentially is what will actually grab the attention of the viewer itself. So that is the first proven tip. Then the next proven tip is basically looking at the title of the video. Now, the title is something a lot of people take for granted, especially when they're first starting out their YouTube channel. A lot of times, if you've seen, there's certain titles that catch the attention of viewers, especially where they've got caps locks or capital letters on certain words. So if you take, for example, the title of this particular video that I've created, you'll see the word proven is actually in capital letters. And I've done that intentionally because I actually want to grab the attention of you as a viewer, where I'm actually giving you an idea that what I'm sharing with you is something that has been used successfully, especially when it comes to increasing YouTube views. It's critical that you use certain types of titles that grab the attention of the viewer that relate to your particular topic. Now, if you're really struggling for titles, I can actually give you some examples that can work for your particular niche. But just to share some examples around title. So let's just say you are a person that actually is in the weight loss niche, or you're an affiliate marketer that is promoting a product relating to weight loss. So you could use something along the lines of 5 proven strategies that will help you lose weight in 2025. Or you can amend it slightly to match your particular industry or niche. Let's just say you're a financial advisor. So 5 smart ways where you emphasize on the word smart in capital letters to increase your financial value or financial worth. However you want to sort of make it. But the key thing is to try and make the title that is short, but catching attention by using certain emphasis on certain words. As I said, using capital letters, for instance. So a title is something that should not be taken for granted. And that's why it is the second proven tip that you can use when it comes to increasing your YouTube views. Then the third proven tip is basically looking at your thumbnail. Now, a lot of people tend to take the thumbnail for granted because they don't realize the thumbnail essentially is like a pre-advert for your video. It essentially conveys to your audience what your video is going to be about. If you look at the title or the thumbnail in this particular video that I've used, you will see that I'm emphasizing about getting more views. So it's being very simple, but at the same time conveying a message. Because if you have a thumbnail that has a lot of wording, for example, on it, it can sometimes confuse a viewer and they may not actually catch their attention, especially when there's a bunch of videos that are suggested to them, because YouTube now uses obviously a feature that's based on browse. So it can actually provide different video options to you as a viewer. And if there's a particular thumbnail that you see that is of interest to you, you're more likely going to click on it because it's something that caught your attention. The other aspect that you need to think about when it comes to thumbnails is a lot of people go really crazy around the design. And I can tell you for a fact that when it comes to YouTube, especially in 2025, it's important to have thumbnails that are sort of simple, because previous thumbnails obviously have been copied a lot with various channels and they would have got a lot of engagement in the beginning. But as time has gone on, obviously a lot of people have started copying some of the structure and design templates that have been used for certain thumbnails. So it's very important that when it comes to creating the right thumbnail, that it is something that actually conveys the story or the message that your video is going to be about. And without this, obviously, it's going to be very difficult to ensure that you get the right message. So the third proven tip is creating the right thumbnail, something that conveys the story or the message to your viewer. Now, I want to sort of give a bonus tip that I think is also going to help you when it comes to creating YouTube videos. A lot of times we focus on the content as creators because we're worried about what it is that we're speaking about, and we can spend a lot of time really thinking about what is it specifically that I want to put in the video, even to the point of actually going, too much into the detail of editing, putting things in there which sometimes may not be relevant to the viewer because the viewer really just wants to get the message from your video. I know it's something that I've done in the past where I made a mistake of actually focusing too much on the content itself. Not to say that the content is not important. It is obviously important because it has to have relevance to what you're presenting. But if you're spending too much time analyzing, thinking about, creating a video, you're basically going to procrastinate and then obviously not create the video, and that obviously will lead to a lot of overwhelm. So it's really critical, especially if you're a new YouTube creator, that you actually just look at a simple message, make the content simple. Your videos don't have to be extremely long, and you can basically convey your message based on a couple of minutes, if you only have a couple of minutes to shoot. And you really can create a basic video. I mean, this video itself I'm creating on my phone, so it's not something where I'm using fancy equipment to actually record it. But those are the 3 tips. So just to summarize, one is basically making sure that you have a hook at the beginning of your video. This obviously entices the viewer to stay on the video, which helps with your retention rates, and that obviously increases your YouTube views. The second is your title. So the title basically conveys what the video is about, but there's a certain structure that you want to follow when it comes to, getting the right type of views. So very critical that you have the right type of title. And as I said, if you need help around titles, put a comment below and I'll help you with some suggestions as well. And finally, the third proven tip is basically creating the right thumbnail. So the thumbnail essentially is what entices people to click on your video. So those are the 3 tips. And if you have actually started applying these particular tips in your videos, please let me know in the comments below. It'll be great to hear your story or your journey in terms of your YouTube channel. And I look forward to hearing from you about those as well.